Hi, welcome to my tube. I'm Marge, Hail Empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and there's so many different kind of feelings flying around all over the place, man. It ain't the kind of day or the kind of weekend or the kind of time frame to be jumping on any kind of vibe, good or bad, man. Too much. People got to realize too. I got to remind myself that too much anything is not good. You eat your favorite thing every single day. It's just not. At one point, it's not going to be your favorite thing anymore. So, trying to live in balance, just allowing thoughts and emotions to come over and experiences, as the spectator, as the spirit, having a human soul sack of an experience. And oh, what a soul sack of an experience we're having. It's by design. Everybody's having the same story played out in a gazillion different ways in astrology. All the paradigms, all the mythology is playing out in people's bloodlines still today. And people are waking up to that and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I acted that way. I'm so sorry I didn't know. I was so wrong for behaving like that. What can I do to make it right? However, how can I make it right? How can I help you to alleviate the pain that I matched in you, that I caused from my living from my ego? That's the heart space the world can move into. We all got free will, so who knows? Did you ever think the whole world would be Well, ain't that a bitch? Did you ever think that so many people on the planet would be praying for the safe passage and well-being of a child rapist and pedophile? I know I'm hoping that she makes it through another day and then another, and then tonight I'll pray I hope she makes it through another night. That she gets to live, that the egomaniacs don't get to control the narrative anymore with their wickedness and their perversion. Dude got impeached for frickin' letting Monica suck his cigar in the Oval Office because that's what egos do. Whatever they want. They do whatever they want. They're seedy and gross. And when people talk to certain people in certain kind of ways, it just puts you in a vibrational frequency that I ain't gonna bother with. And there was an example that was heading towards that trajectory of a kid that made me smile, contributed to what I'd worked in, and then it started getting a little too ego in there, and I'm gonna go ahead. Every now and again, because when I see a good example, I share it, and I'm gonna read a comment that another one of my my brothers in arms. When I think of brothers in arms, I think of playing Red Rover, send so and so right over. That's what I think of a playful heart space, not necessarily the death and destruction that is being commercialized and promoted and, celebrated today. We actually had a pretty okay last night. Gave Luna her cookie, her dog proverbial can of cookie, and did that this about 6 o'clock. They started popping stuff off, so I did that, and she was comfortable all night. I turned on the fan. I had everything going. I had so much noise in this, so it blocked stuff out. I had windows closed and all this. Just shut myself in so people can live their lives. And then you go outside and you can just smell the burning in the air. I'm like, yeah, wait till you put on some human flesh and then you'll really get oh, there's the barbecue. There's the human flesh. Go ahead and, glorify that, If people celebrate the freedoms that come from war, but they don't ever think about the shit that is actually done in the name of war, that the ego, gross, maniacal, sick and twisted have people do. But they didn't do it. They just, they just ordered it. They didn't do it though. They just have us do it. So, for the good examples. I thank you for your service, Joe Bob Rigg. And I'm not going to read the other comment that he was responding to, because that isn't the focus here. The focus is on correcting behavior and educating people and not berating and insulting and freaking just being a dick. So this was his response. I'm not sure where you're going with this line of questioning, but I did see one question. Yes, there can be male empaths. Yes, there are male empaths. An empath is a human being that is simply balanced in their mind, their body, and their spirit. They are open and receptive to all messages that they are receiving, with the discernment to take in what's good for them and leave the rest, without getting their fucking panties in a goddamn bunch. Sometimes I get my Hanes in a bunch. Okay, focus, Marge, focus. But yes, there are male empaths. There are lots of both. However, there is only one female Heyoka empath on this planet. I also know that means fuck all to you. I know this because if you knew how incredibly dangerous and stupid your flip disrespect to a sacred being is, but my guess is you are about to learn all about it. Good luck. You're going to need it very soon. I will share with you a teaching my elders shared with me. This is the same teaching I was benefited to learn long ago. Good, buds? Get a little too hot in the bits? A little too hot in the bits? Good dog. All people are teachers. Some of them teach us how to be. Some of them are there to show us how not to be. And you will be in need of this one shortly as well. If one does not learn the lesson, one becomes the lesson. If I were you, I'd apologize and find out who, or in this case, what you were addressing, and hope to awaken the awakened one have not been offended. And then the kid came back and said, lesson learned. And that's how it's done. No arms raised, no gunfire, no fanfare, just hey. And that's what I do in life. But see, then you get in egos involved, and then laws are made and rules are created and all that stuff, and then this is the world we get. So that's why I called this a teachable moment. You know, I spent my morning in my tree time sitting next to the creek. I was listening to music and I danced it out a little bit out there and stuff, and that's how I get my chi, my kundalini, my life force energy going. When I got I'm feeling for a lot of people. I'm feeling for a lot of, that's what empaths do. We feel all the pain, all emotions, and we've gone through this stuff, so we know what it feels like. Hurt just hurts. I know what it feels like to hurt, but I also understand why it hurt. I understand so many things on so many levels that it just takes, it's just, anger is just a derivative of that. It's just a drug at this point. And every day I'm just like, no, I'm not going to choose to be mad. Because it used to serve me. Anger used to serve me because it would get me through scary, tough times. And I'm going to try it different this time because I'm 46 and I'm supposed to be growing up and learning lessons. And if I'm not going to do it by now, then I might as well just go put mom in a home, slap on a mask, and go out and freaking make my mint. And I don't want to live that way. So here I be. Isby. That's from Rosie O'Donnell McElroy's interview with the Roswell alien. Listened to it several times when I can't sleep. I've been listening to Casey Kasem Top 40 Radio. We listen to that a lot because I spent a lot of time on Greyhound buses growing up and stuff, you know. Casey Kasem, his voice was solace to me. You know, it's kind of a home feeling, and it's just a frequency, it's a vibration. See, I always escape from my reality because my reality was traumatic in beginning, because I created so much trauma in my last incarnation, so much that I came in and that karma was quickly balanced because I was raped when I was 10 months old. Am I saying that babies deserve that? No, that is not what I'm saying. And if anybody that it interprets what I just said based on that, get the fuck off my tube. I am saying that energy matches energy. And what we put out, we get. And if it's not in this incarnation, if you can live the best version of your life, but if all you're doing is living the best version of your life and you ain't helping the people that you don't even want to look in the eye at, you're doing it wrong. That's all. I've done it wrong for years. I'm figuring it out too. I've been doing it wrong. So this morning, I got into the heart space. That's what shadow workers do. I got into the heart space, the head space of Maxie. I don't even like saying her name, but I got into her vibrational frequency so I could understand her mindset. And I understand it. People of no vibrational frequency will do anything to feel emotion. And some of us feel so much emotion just from a song or just from a flower. I can break down weeping, crying, or just from the most basic things. And then you see these beings that they can't get that frickin' strike, that tear, left eye tear. They can't get that left eye tear without chasing a sensation, sticking something in something, freaking force, brute force, whether it's bombing other countries and, all that brute, gross, misogynistic masculinity, might is right, billions in Viagra, all that shit. See, the way I see it is, as a nation, Turtle Island is a cancer. She's a cancer. The motherland, homeland. But what happened was it was raped and pillaged. So they created the raper and the pillager, swinging wiener Uncle Sam. And if you go back and look at all the old posters, the propaganda posters with the veins and and all that stuff, and look at all of the military members today, it's like Wall-E, man. It's like Wall-E. Everybody's on the ship. You had this like, people were fit and readiness was like ready to go, and now it's everybody's like all these little plastic people that are in their little freaking outfits. They're looking like stormtroopers. They're all those little fat little pigs in stormtrooper outfits going, I stand for peace and justice. I stand for peace and justice. And it's just like, well, that don't match the heart space at all. Anyway, so I was hanging out in the mindset, and that's the thing, is they don't care. People that act like that and spend that much money. So when we have these greedy people, it doesn't matter the color of their skin. It's the vibrational frequency of what drives their heartbeat. And some people just don't have a vibe. They just don't. They're just strictly living this incarnation for ego, to show us spiritual beings that's not what you fucking want to do. You can have all this stuff. You can go all the places, but all the places really look the same. I mean, I've been all over the world. Terrain's terrain. Yeah, there's a couple cool buildings here and there, but because of the egomaniacal, a lot of them really cool ones have been freaking knocked down so they could freaking build these stupid freaking glass structures that are just a death trap waiting to happen when the freaking earth starts shaking, but they look real neat and they cost $1 gazillion, and, all these little no vibrational frequencies can just go, look what I did. Oh, if only my mommy and daddy were proud of me. They're never gonna be. It's all that shit. Soothe yourselves, people. Oh, I'm trying to stay chill. Bane of my existence. Dog ears and freaking dog nails, man. I am lucky though. I got a dog groomer up the street. I could walk the dogs there, really. She's that close, but they like to go for a ride in the BRT. So we go up there, and Tucker does real good. I can't do him because he feeds off my energy, and I feed off his, and he already has a bad knee, and people don't necessarily understand how dogs think like I do, and he just soon freaking pull his own knee out of dislocate his own knee get to get away from me from trimming his nails. So I just take him up there. I gotta do Luna too. She's worse. It just sucks, man. And that's because they were traumatized in the first part of their life. So you gotta be extra sensitive to them. Not create freaking bombs and fireworks and explosions and, oh, isn't this fun? No, as a matter of fact, it's fucking not fun. It's for people that don't have enough, fuck all. I love that saying. To create and imagine a more peaceful freaking colorful, why can't they do like things like do containers that blow up like flower petals and chalk and stuff like that, that's like fun and that isn't just tied to bombs and red rockets, red glare and killing people and shit. Aren't we past that? It's 2020, for fuck's sake. It's kind of what I do. I just like to talk about how I feel about things. So yeah, people don't want to do that. They don't want to understand, why people do the things they want to do. They just want to condemn them, But look who puts them. It's the maniacal that put themselves in the, the lawyers that got themselves in the positions to play their chess games that they're playing now. I mean, it's all, what is law? It's a made-up rule. My brother's a Virgo. He's a lawyer. When we were kids, I mean, I freaking learned how to play chess when I was 4 years old because I was like a little robot, and he could just practice on me. And he'd just be like, oh, isn't it fun? But I'd never win, and fucking losing all the time. Because I'm short and I'm not fast, and I was never really good at stuff until I started drinking. So all this, so he just used me, and then, and then and then it's like playing games. He everything he did, it was just the cheater, man. Like, we'd have to take turns to get to watch what we wanted to watch on TV, and he'd want to watch stuff like MASH and war stuff and stuff like that, and I didn't think it was funny because Mom had a boyfriend that went to Vietnam, and the stories that he told weren't funny. And his stories were real, so I always knew it was bullshit, And so, and then he would I'd want to watch shows like support, like Emergency 911, because that's, fireman is what I called it. Paramedics, helping people, saving people. That's my heart space. So there'd be times that it would be like my turn, and he would turn the dial, because it was back when you'd have to turn the dial. There's like 3 channels. You got to turn the dial. One was PBS. And then he would turn it all the way around and miss the channel that fireman was on and be like, see, you must have saw a commercial. You must have seen something wrong. They like to interject line of thinking, oh, you must be this way because of that. No. See, and I learned a long time ago to stand in my power. No, I'm not going to let you freaking designate who I am. I'm not going to let you define who I am. So I don't even let people put those words out of their mouth. I stop and say, no. Maybe that was a version of me, but you don't know who you're dealing with today. I changed the dialogue. I set the narrative. I don't let other people do that shit for me. That dude's been cheating all the way up, and now his office, he writes letters, back and forth, passing notes to his buddy Newsom, the governor that's fucking, hey, California don't need to literally fall in the ocean for it to fall in the ocean. Destruction is destruction. It don't have to. It can happen. Everybody starts thinking about it. Then the more people start thinking about something, they create that reality. It's how manifestation works. So if, God forbid, a whole bunch of wacky people just start focusing on California falling in the ocean, yeah, there's probably going to be an earthquake and millions of people will die. Millions, thousands, whatever. A lot too many when none should. So don't think about shit like that. That just fixed that. You know, people can imagine and dream about how the world could be and how wonderful and beautiful. Imagine people have superpowers and they can be allowed to read energy, you know, but the controllers, they can't profit from that. So they've been trying to keep that shit from happening for a very long time. But people like me say, no, we don't buy your bullshit, and ain't that some bullshit? We ain't buying it. Nope. Red flag. Nope. False. Fallacy. I freaking have done videos on the fallacies and all that freaking years ago. Machiavelli, all of it, algorithm of the cave, all the philosophies, all tying it together to mythology and astrology, and just all that it boils down to is, are you living from your heart, service for all beings, or are you just in it to win it? That's ego. That's it. That's everything comes down to. Is it just about you? Is it just about us? And people have been years, centuries, civilizations have fallen because the people that have said, I'm in it for us, have clearly been from the heart space that they are in it for themselves. And you can't bullshit a bullshitter. You can't. You can't. And I'm lucky I know about karma. Because I could be the manipulator. I could be what I could be. And how many more people would watch my videos if I was from ego. He said, that's Margie, that is very true, and Benny's eyes too, Margie. Benny agree with you, Margie. Benny agree, Margie. There's a Benny good dog. Yes. No Bibers. No Bibers and bureaucrats suck. Bureaucrats, down with the bureaucrat. Those are the ones that everyone gets an award, bitch. I never got an award. I barely graduated from high school. I got awards in the Air Force. I got awards out of like I almost won. I was one step away from winning a base-wide recognition acknowledgement, but it was a SP. It was a cop with a dog, and a fucking course. You're a dog. You're gonna lose out to a dog. A chick is gonna get trumped by a fucking swinging wiener and his dog, sniffing out bombs that were there because you came in and shit on their house. They give themselves rewards for that. Meritorious serve, all that shit. It's all just fluff. It's all fluff to stroke their egos. But more men are coming into their masculine energy, their feminine energy right now. They're coming into their balance right now. So that's good news. That's good news. That's good news. And men and I know that because men like freaking Joe Bob Riggs exist, and they chime in and they want to educate people, and they don't want to insult people and berate people and make people feel bad. You know, and sometimes that's why I got to be real careful about what I say, because I'm curt, man. I go right to the cutting. My tongue is a two-bladed sword. I can go right there because I read energy, and I know who people are by looking at them, and I will go right to the. I don't want to because that's bad karma. I will go right to the sore spot. I'll go right to the thing that makes you want to punch me in the face. Yeah. Yep. Because if I go right to the thing that just hurts you the most, that maybe we can heal that hurt and then get past it, and then we can deal with each other coming from a more positive heart space of two spirits instead of one spirit and an ego or whatever. But I think that's all I have. Feel pretty good about that talk. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.